It's the year 1979. You play as historian and photographer determined to capture the remains of the mysterious Pharaoh Rudamon, a ruler whose very existence is shrouded in myth. His tomb has remained untouched for centuries. Until now. So the story starts in 1979 as we enter the Pyramids of Giza with hopes of discovering Amenti. Our main guy, even after receiving a scary warning on a tomb which was there to warn explorers from dangers of death, stays persistent to keep going. The legend behind the pyramids and the prestige of being the first surely means a lot to him, even more than his own fear. On his way, he finds those scary letters written by Henry Cadwell in 1922, talking about how Queen's spirit is loose around the pyramids, and how he should not look back if he hears whispers. Not so long after he dives into the pyramid, he starts seeing a terrifying being of a queen's soul. It seems to be watching his every move and just waiting to capture him. Even though she does let him see herself and she scares him a lot, he manages to get out of her grasp so far. Her intentions are definitely far from good, but I wouldn't blame her. He disturbed her peace after all. The moment he finds Rudamon's sarcophagus, he opens it without really considering what the results may be. The consequences of disturbing the sleep of Pharaoh will be severe, as he later discovers. He even proceeds to take a picture of the body. He hears a very concerning sound behind him, and as he sees the sarcophagus again, the body has disappeared. Our letter guy, Cadwell, picked up for him anyways. He wrote that approaching remains of the pharaoh would awaken his ancient spirit. So the body of Rudamon disappears and single light illuminates the tomb, as we will later discover a light probably coming from an airship. The protagonist proceeds to take a picture of the light, which causes him to transport to a new, different section of pyramid. Obviously confused, we take a look to Cadwell's letters where he describes the pyramid as some sort of temporal void or maybe a moment in time frozen in ancient Egypt. You find out giant eyes are peeking at you behind the pyramid's walls. Pyramid seems to be a living organism with statues moving on its own and amulets awaking and anchoring spirits. Everything seems to be pointing that the legend of Amenti might not be so far from true. The decorations show a scene of celestial beings descending onto Egypt. It seems like the ancient civilization got blessed by them, which granted their pharaohs divine powers. We can suspect that Pharaoh himself might have not exactly been a human being. Our guy finds out that Pharaoh was able to shift through space and time. Unfortunately, a bit too late, he realizes that by disturbing his sleep, he brought a curse of agony and death among himself. He gets jump scared by the queen and lands in some weird dimension of endless water with moon on its surface. We find the body of the queen. So the queen wasn't mummified and her soul got divided into body and soul that was roaming around the pyramids in search for peace, and her body is just rotting. If the body isn't purified, she will remain on earth and haunt the living. I'd say dissect that bitch, but what can I know about eternal pussies? We find the will of the queen saying that she does not wish to be balsamed, which explains my previous concern. She mentions Rudamon landing in the Amenti, the land of dead, although she believes he is suffering there and does not trust the heavens. So she doesn't let anyone do the ritual on her body. And moving on, soon he discovers skeleton of our poor guy Cadwell. And well, seems like he got caught by the mummies and suffered some painful stuff. The same fate that is chasing him right now, although he still has some hope. So our game ends with our character getting out some door after seeing light, just to get greeted by circulus airships flying over the pyramids. He's trapped in Amenti and likely dies the same agonizing death as our friend Cadwell. Well, what's the moral of this story? Don't disturb old spirits' rest, even if they are a pussy, and stay away. Don't be an idiot. If you see a spirit, don't try to annoy it more. So that's it for today's video. Follow for more and peace out.
According to recent reports, American photographer Ethan Carter, famous for exploring and capturing images in terrifying locations, has illegally entered the ancient tomb of Rudamon beneath the Great Pyramids of Giza. Unfortunately, Carter has not returned, and all attempts to locate him have failed. This isn't the first disappearance linked to the tomb. Years earlier, renowned historian Henry Cadwell also entered Rudamon's resting place alone and was never seen again. Some places are cursed, and those who enter may never leave.